Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to your Toxic Ex reading. So this is normally a reading that I would put over on Mystic Moon because it is about a connection with another person. But this particular reading, even though we're going to be tapping into some of those elements, this is really for the viewer and how you can heal and empower yourself through a toxic situation that you've experienced. Now, I am going to be coming mostly from the perspective of someone that you were romantically involved with, but this can be about an ex-friend, co-worker, or even a family member. Now, you guys might still be in contact with this person, or maybe you're just completely no contact. So I just want you guys to take it how it resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. We are going to be a little tough love today because we're really going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what you need to do in order to move forward. So if you're not really interested in those kinds of messages, definitely skip this one today, okay? And we're going to also tap into a little bit of shadows as well. But all the decks I'll be using here will be listed down below, as well as this beautiful orgonite, which is called the High Priestess, created by Michelle from Wingham Bell. And if you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, I will put the instructions down below on how to do that. So anyways, you guys, why don't we go ahead and get started? So the first thing that we're going to focus on is what is the energy of this situation, basically. So like if we had to get a snapshot of what has happened or what is currently going on, let's look at this. So this deck is called the Colors of Love deck. So let's see what we need to know about this situation here. What is the frequency? What is the energetic, like, check-in? We have the Juggler. So it does say here, a lover may not make your relationship a priority. He or she could be juggling too many commitments or lovers. So it's not going to be for everybody that this person is juggling you or someone else, but it could just be that they're not making you a priority. And so you feel like something is off. You might even be questioning this person like, hey, you know what? I thought that we were going to do this and I thought we were going to do that. And this individual might make a lot of excuses, might even gaslight you and make you feel like there's nothing wrong. I'm just busy. But it's like deep down inside, you know that if you were a priority, that something would be going on here, that you guys would be building something. So I feel like that there could be a lot of excuses with this individual. All right, this is called the Love Pack. Let's go ahead and get another energy here. Yeah, we have drought. That's the thing. So at the end of the day, it's like there's nothing that's growing here in this situation because someone is not making it a priority. You know, they may have a bunch of friends or family that's their priority. It might be that they're telling you that they need space, but yet they're spending time with other people. That doesn't make sense. It might be that, you know, I'm just really tired because I'm working so much. I have so much on my plate. Again, it's like if you are a priority to them, they would be making some sort of effort towards you. And I feel like you're you're in this field with just this nothing but this drought. Like there's no nourishment here. There's a drought here. So you know it, and it might be that you've had to sit in that drought field for a while before you realized, you know what, this is just not going anywhere. I just feel like I'm being juggled at this point. All right, so this is called the Oracle Tarot. Let's see what else we need to know here. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles is an equal exchange. And I'm just seeing here that this connection has not been equal. You've been putting an effort and this person has not. What I'm also getting to, though, is that there could be third party for some of you. And the reason that I say this is because it's like your person is saying, I don't have time for you, but then they're making time for someone else. And so it's very confusing for you. And that was unexpected because maybe you were expecting that they were just going to be doing their own thing. They were going to be spending time on their own. They were just going to be hanging out. And then all of a sudden you hear that they're spending time with someone else and that they're making someone else a priority. So it makes no frickin' sense. Or, you know, maybe they're making excuses. This person's just helping me. But it's like, well, actually, you're spending time with that person, but you're not making time for me. So I feel like this individual just has a lot of excuses that they give you. And they won't take your help or they won't spend time with you. But yet they'll make other people a priority and tell you things that are going on and just excuse it. And you're just sitting there left kind of holding this bag going, I just don't get it. So you just don't want my help. You just don't want my company, but you'll take it from someone else. So there's that energy there. And when people are doing that, usually what's going on is there's something that's either off and they don't know how to express it to you. They don't know how to be honest with you, or perhaps they're just using people all around them and just they feel like they're real plugged into this person instead of you at the moment. And then maybe when that person is gone, then they'll kind of turn their focus back onto you. Either way, you're still left with this drought situation, which totally sucks because it's not an equal exchange of give and take here. Something is off in this situation. So let's now see what else we need to know here. What else is the energetic frequency? Taken advantage of. Wow. So somebody, I will say this just because this is sometimes where we loan someone something, we do something for someone and they say they're going to pay us back. But this doesn't have to just be about money, you guys. It could be that you really helped this person through a tough time. You were really there for them and supportive during a downtime, and maybe you expected that they would at least be kind to you or giving to you or kind of reward you with wanting to be with them, etc. And I feel like some of you guys are just not getting back what you put into the connection. So you do feel taken advantage of is what I'm seeing here. But this says here, don't let your attraction for someone lead you to be taken advantage of financially or otherwise. Beware of scammers and opportunists. So this is the deal. You're dealing with somebody who might just be selfishly motivated or just a taker. They're not really a giver. And you were expecting that they would give something back in return. And I just feel like what you've ended up with is just there's no growth here. There's just this drought energy. So you do feel perhaps bitter, upset, pissed off about this. So let's see what else. We have pain. Do you have 3 people here? So I don't know if that means something. It might be painful that your person was all in with you, but at the very end of the day, they went back to an ex. I'm getting that for some of you guys. This person said they were in a lot of pain. They weren't happy in their situation. And then you guys had all these plans to move forward. And then at the end, they literally went back to their ex. I'm seeing that for some of you guys. Just take that if it resonates. So now you feel like you've been scammed, you've been duped, you've been taken advantage of, you were used. So you're the one that's basically lying there in pain now, and the other 2 people are just, they're moving forward with their situation, and you're the one that's kind of left in the dust. So that's that dark cloud. But even if there's not third party here, you just feel like you were taken advantage of. You feel like this person maybe promised you the world. Maybe some of you guys, they didn't, but you just felt like it was going somewhere. And all that it has delivered you now is pain. We have the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups can indicate third party, you guys. I do have to say that this is probably more third party for whoever's resonating with this message so far. But I'm also seeing here that the 3 of Cups is a card of happiness. It's like stepping into happiness, stepping into a new phase in your life where you don't have to focus or deal with this pain of being taken advantage of. So some of us, we don't want to, but we do. Some of us are in such pain and we're so confused or traumatized by what's happened with someone that we don't know how to get out from under that cloud. And you can see here, there's this cloud and it's only over you. It's not over this person and it's not over that person. So some of us are also waiting for someone to realize. Some of us are waiting for someone to apologize. And I'm not here to say that they will or they won't, but right now it just seems like the only cloud, the only person that's being rained on is you. So Spirit is saying here, we've got to find a way to pull ourselves out of this energy and go towards the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups are our friends, our support system, our family, groups of people. So, if that means that we are opening ourselves up to a support group, or we're getting together and spending time with friends and family so we're not sitting at home and just ruminating over the situation and feeling depressed and listening to sad songs and watching sad movies. There is something to be said about this happened, yes, but to continue to stay under this cloud is no good for you. And you've got to find a way to step out into the light. And you actually have to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do it. And it might be hard. It might be hard to peel yourself off of the bathroom floor. It might be hard to pull yourself out of bed and just even take a shower and get dressed. But you've got to find a way, because this like, it's going to just continue to take more from you than it already has. It's like you've already been taken advantage of. How much more are you going to allow this person to take from you? I'm getting here. We need to take back our power now and try as much as we possibly can to step into the light so we can feel good again, so we can grow, so we can heal, so we can actually have a shot at happiness again. But staying stuck in this situation, which for some of you could be this third party energy, it literally is not going to work out in your favor. It literally may never change. And the only person that can change this situation is you, by stepping away from this third party situation or just this pain that you're experiencing because of whatever happened here. So definitely a tough love, kick in the pants message, but that is what we knew this reading was going to be. So let's go ahead and see what else we need to know here about the situation. Don't be too trusting. If your gut is telling you something isn't right, please trust it. Don't ignore important signs or hunches. So obviously our intuition is in place for a reason. If you guys feel something is off, you guys feel like something in your gut is telling you something, definitely trust this, because you could be dealing with someone who is gaslighting you. You could be dealing with someone who basically pulled the wool over your eyes so many times you don't even know what's real or not. And so you literally feel crazy now. You feel nuts. And unfortunately, that's a sign that you're dealing with a toxic person, or that you're in a toxic situation when you're questioning your own reality. It's like it's time to step out of that. It's time to take a break from that so you can get some clarity again. It's like you're under this dark cloud and so you can't get any clarity. This could even be, I'm just going to say this real quick. This can even be social media, meaning that if you are trying to heal, do not stalk this person online. Do not look at their social media. You're keeping yourself under a dark cloud. You're keeping yourself still attached to this person. This could also be people that know this person, friends, family members. Yeah, but we're friends. Or yeah, but we were really good friends when we were together. It's like we've got to be very disciplined here. And it's not about cutting those people away and no longer speaking to them or blocking them. It just means that maybe you have a conversation and say, you know what, I need some time to heal. Please don't take this personally, but I just need some space. Like, we need to allow ourselves that space to heal. Okay. What else? And also too, I'm getting this again. I can't even get this next card because so many messages keep coming through. When you guys are attached, so I'm just going to use this as an example here. Let's just say this is an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and you're friends with the sister, the brother, the mom, the dad, whatever, cousin. Okay. At the end of the day, you guys, most likely that person that you're talking to or confiding in or trusting doesn't really have your back at the end of the day. That person is connected to your ex-person. So don't be so naive to keep that connection alive because, you feel like maybe you'll get some intel or insight, because I feel like it can work against you. So don't be foolish to think that their loyalty does not lie with that person. It really doesn't lie with you. And I know that that's a hard pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, the original connection is going to be stronger than the connection that they've built with you. So you have to remember where your place is in the situation. So it might be time to kind of pull yourself out of that crowd or pull yourself out of that dynamic, because there could be some things that are being told or talked about behind your back. And that's just something that we need to pay attention to. We also have fear of commitment. So somebody at the end of the day, you guys just may have a fear of commitment. So it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that, you did everything wrong. This person at the end of the day just has a fear of making a commitment and being with one person. And so that runs deep, and they may have a lot of healing that they need to do. And so trying to continue to stay attached to this, or to try to fix this, or to be patient and hang in there while this person figures it out, I feel is just a waste of your time. Because if they really wanted to commit to you and they were ready, they would have done this already. So if you've been dealing with this situation for years, you've been going back and forth, you've been waiting for somebody to leave their spouse or their partner or whatever the deal is, that's a telltale sign that this person doesn't want to make a choice. They want it all. They can have all these fears all day long, but at some point, we got to shit or get off the pot. I don't care what your fear is. You got to shit or get off the pot. You can't keep everyone hanging. So someone that's keeping everybody hanging, we need to hang them up and walk away. That's what we need to do, instead of being hung up on this person any further. Sometimes that's a great motivational factor for people, is when they can no longer continue to, be in your life or use you or go back and forth. That's a huge motivation sometimes for people to go, you know what? You're actually important to me and I don't want to lose you. It's not going to be while you're just kind of letting them go back and forth. There's not going to be any change there. So I don't know who that's for, but there could be that too. We have the Empress. Some of you guys, this person's married. I'm getting that. Some of these people have a tie to this third party situation here. It's the mother of their children, or it's their wife, or you're the wife and there's a husband, whatever's going on here. There's third party here. Okay. I'm also getting that some of you guys, and this is the absolute worst thing, and I actually know people that have gone through this, where I don't want to get married. I'm going through a divorce. Okay. I'm never getting married again. All these excuses. And then they break up with you. And then you find out that they eloped and got married to someone else. Or I never want kids, but now they're having a child with someone. These kinds of things happen all the time. And what it usually means is that this person did not have the tools or the gall to basically tell you that they just didn't want it with you, or whatever. And that is really, really painful. It's really painful. And like I said, I do know someone personally that went through this, and there was such an immense amount of pain that that's not what he wanted with her. But the next person is the one that got all that stuff. Very hard. Now, that same person actually came back to my friend years later when that relationship fell apart, just to do it to her again. It was awful, you guys. So there are some people out there that just simply will never change because they're not willing to work on themselves. They're not willing to look at themselves. They're just kind of in the world operating to use people to make them feel better. And then when they're done, they discard them like trash. There are just people out there that are that rotten to the core. So these are not the kinds of people that you should put your focus on. This is not, so it's like somebody that is dealing with a liar, a cheater, somebody that's hurt them multiple times, somebody that's cheating on their wife and now screwing around on you, which technically is like the same thing. And then they've like went back to their wife and we want to know, when are they coming back to me? Why would we want to know when this person is coming back? Why would you want this person back? So it's like, it's time for us to ask ourselves these questions. Why is it that we're even wasting our time waiting? Like, why would you see that this person is such a catch or prize? They're actually not the catch or prize. They're the trash, but for some reason you feel like the trash. So there's something here about your gut is telling you something, and you do need to listen. So it doesn't mean that this person is going to be this way forever, but you're going to waste a lot of precious years and time waiting for this person to change. When, especially if you're of childbearing years and you want to have a child and all those things, how much more time are we going to wait for this person because we think that they're the one? It's time to cut the cord. It's time to kill the dream. It's time to pull away from this, because it's literally taking away from precious time and energy for you and your body and your life and just your experience here while you're here on earth, just putting all of your hopes and dreams onto this, sorry to say, loser that can't make a choice. So I'm just getting here. It's time for you to listen to your gut. It's time for you to listen to your friends and your family who are telling you, forget about this loser. It's time for you to love yourself and to start moving towards a life of treating yourself like a queen and attracting a person that actually treats you like a queen. Treats you like you're something of value. Doesn't treat you like you're second class. Doesn't treat you like a second choice. You're the empress in their life, not somebody else or not themselves. You're the empress of their life. Okay, that's what you deserve. And I feel like as long as you're hanging around waiting for this person, you're never going to be this queen. It's never going to happen because you're going to give your power away every step of the way. So I did say it was tough love, you guys. And that's what we have today so far. So we're going to move on now, and we are going to see where you are at in this situation. So this is you right now. This is your vibration. This is how you see just either yourself or the situation. So this is called the L Key Oracle, I believe. We have She Who Doubts. So right now, I feel like the viewer might be feeling low vibe. You might be feeling like, I'm just not sure. I really doubt, or I have my doubts that this person is my person. Maybe you guys have thought for a while that this person is the one. And now you're starting to see things differently. You're starting to have your own doubts. And I say definitely pay attention to those red flags. Okay, so this is the, I don't know what this deck is called. Shadows and Light, I think. Time to use, not to lose. Ooh, that's what I was just talking about here. You're going to lose precious time in your life. And I'm only using that because it's time sensitive, that example. If you want to have children and you're waiting for this person to have children with, you're losing valuable time, because as we know, biologically, a woman has a clock, period. That's a fact. So you're going to lose more time instead of using your time wisely. So some of you guys feel like you're wasting time here on this situation, and that enough time has already gone on, and you're just not really sure that you can trust that this person is going to do what they say they're going to do, or if they're the one for you. And that might be very difficult. So this one I think is called Madame Wilhelmina's Tarot. We have 10 of Cups. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you are destined for the 10 of Cups. You are destined to either have children or have a family or be married in a commitment, a happy relationship. But what I'm getting here is that time is running out with this person. You've already spent so much time dedicating yourself to this path or dedicating yourself to this dream that just never seems to come. So Spirit is basically saying here, you have your doubts for a reason. Your doubt is telling you that this situation is not for you any longer, that you're going to have to trust that Spirit is trying to push you in another direction, that your 10 of Cups is elsewhere, that it's not with this toxic person, that it's not with this toxic ex. And the more that you hang on to this idea, the more you are going to be under that cloud of pain. All right, I know it's hardcore, but that's what we've got. So let's see how you're feeling here. What do your insides look like when it comes to this situation? Okay, I love this. This says, she who forgives. We're not forgiving this person and saying, oh, it's okay that you treated me like trash. It's okay that you completely broke all of your promises and that you went back to your ex, or that you basically told me that you needed space, but now you're spending time with someone else, or whatever the situation is. It's not cool that someone did that. But the thing is, the elixir energy, we're no longer willing to drink the poison. We're no longer willing to be in a state of toxic poison because of what this person did to us. We're no longer willing to drink the poison, because what's that saying? Drinking poison and expecting the other person to die? It never works. It never works. All you're going to do is just end up hurting yourself. So your insides are very, very vulnerable right now to the energy here, to the wounds. We have summer, the highest height. Summer is the sun. Summer is illumination. Summer is positivity, optimism, life. That's what this is. So this is basically telling you here that you have to find a way to elevate your energy. So you're not doing it for this person. F them, sorry. You're doing it for yourself. So you're forgiving yourself for maybe being blind, or forgiving yourself for believing somebody that just kept saying the same things over and over again, but not delivering the results. You're forgiving yourself for basically, staying when maybe you should have left, etc. There's no point in just continuing to hammer yourself for things that you could have done differently, because you can't change them. But all you can do now is change your actions moving forward, and no longer waste time, no longer throw away precious time and energy on this situation. So that would be the elevation. That would be, we are stepping out of this darkness, this fear-based cloud and pain, and we're stepping into that Three of Cups. And so I feel like it's very depicted here. I'm going to show you, because I feel like the visual is perfect. We're stepping out from under this cloud of pain in this situation, whatever it might be for you guys, and we are stepping into the light. That's the sun up there. We're stepping into the light. Cups is connected to summer. Summer is all about sunshine. That's it. That's what we're doing. So Spirit is basically kind of hammering this, that we can change the situation. We can change the way that we feel. We can turn things around, but it just depends on the energy that we choose to reside in. So we can choose to reside under the cloud of pain, or we can step into the light and we can start to grow and be happy again. But it requires you to walk away. Eight of Cups means you have to walk away. You can't stay in this situation and be happy. You already know it. It hasn't worked so far. It's not going to work now, and it's not going to work in the future. Spirit says you have to abandon this, because there's just nothing left. You can sit here and you can look at these cups and everything that could have been or should have been and all that other stuff, but it doesn't change shit. All it's going to do is cause you to stay stuck, depressed, focused on the past, and not be able to walk towards your Nine of Cups and Ten of Cups. We already know that the Ten of Cups is here for you. The Ten of Cups just showed up. Your Ten of Cups is out there for you. It's not in front of you right now. It's out there, and you're never going to find it until you start to step back into the light amongst the living once again. The past is gone. The past is dead. It's time for you to move towards the light. Okay? So your heart can be restored, you guys, but you've got to disconnect from whatever this situation is. All right, now we're going to go into how you're relating to this outer circumstance, this reality, how you are relating to it. We have Regina, she who instigates leadership and power. So this to me is you taking a role, a leadership role in your life. You putting yourself back into a position of power, you stepping back into your power and saying, you know what? I refuse to suffer any longer. I refuse to waste my time on this dream or this thing that should have been but never was. So we need to continue to focus on the sun's energy, which is growth, happiness, joy, not this dark space of pain. Yep. The ghost of the past, we got to say goodbye. We got to say goodbye to the past. This is like a ghost that's haunting us in our physical world now. I almost feel like some of you may have been ghosted by this person, or maybe you ghosted them, but they're not even in your life, but yet you're still playing out this energy. You're still playing out everything. They're not even in your life, but you're still connecting to this person as if they are. And I'm just getting here, for a lot of you, they're not even in your life anymore. They're a ghost of your past, and it continues to haunt you. All right? And maybe some of you guys do utilize your time and energy to try to connect with this person's spirit. But at the end of the day, what I'm getting is that if you're still in pain, that is a true indicator that this isn't serving you in a positive way any longer. It's just prolonging this situation that does really need to come to a close. So that's what we have. Whoa. Just grab these cards that fell. Oh, cards just want to keep falling. So I will take this because a bunch of cards just want to keep falling. Ooh, we have the 4 swords. I like that. 4 swords means we withdraw from this situation. We take the time, sorry, cat hair. We take the time where we need to heal. We go within, we pull back, we do the work. So I think that coping mechanisms sometimes, like, you know, grabbing onto concepts, labels, fantasies, all those things can be very, very helpful techniques at first, but then with time, when the fantasy is not matching up to the reality, this can cause us to really, really get stuck. And at some point we have to get to that realization that the past is the past. This person is gone. They haven't returned. They're not coming back. And for us to continue to wait for it or to hope and pray that it will change, again, is just wasting precious years of our life. So just take that if it resonates for you, you guys. I don't know who that's for, but that's what we have. So now we're going to go into the last message with this one, and says, what does your soul understand? So at the end of the day, what does your soul, your higher self, understand about this situation? What do you just get? We have Estefania, she who surrenders. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Chains, bondage, release. This is like the devil's energy. We realize what we are understanding and realizing is that this situation has actually been shackling us and keeping us hostage for so long. And we are really desiring to make this change. We're really desiring to release this. We don't want to be in this bondage anymore. We want to surrender it. So I know you guys are here for a reason, especially if you're still watching this video and you haven't been triggered enough to shut it off and be like, you know, F you, Mystic Moon, I don't want to hear this. This is bullshit. It doesn't resonate. Whatever the reason might be, if you're still here, this tells me that you guys are ready to surrender. You know that this situation is toxic and you do want to clear it and you do want to heal. So let me know in the comment section if you're still here past this point, because I'm really curious to see how many people hung in here. Obsession, because I feel like that is really what the devil's energy is all about. It is obsession at the end of the day. Maybe we have been obsessed with this idea. Maybe we've been obsessed with a particular concept or even a label, and maybe it has just kept us stuck and shackled for a very long time, and we're looking to clear this and heal this, right? Some people are connected to certain things and it's very healing, it's very inspiring, it's very beautiful. But then there are others that are not having that same kind of experience, and this is why I wanted to bring this particular reading to the collective today, because this is going to be for my viewers that are really looking to cut ties and to be done with this person and situation, and to just take what you can in order to heal and empower yourself moving forward. So that's why I put it on this channel here, because if I put it on Mystic Moon, a lot of people over there are very, you know, they're feeling very connected to their person in a very high vibrational, positive way. Sometimes messages like this can really confuse people. So that's why I want to put it over here to give you guys the option to listen or not. But yeah, my eternal thirst. I feel like you've perhaps, we're going to take it a little bit deeper. I'm not a psychologist or a therapist here, not pretending to be. But when we are constantly craving the acceptance or the presence of someone in our life, we are convinced that if we had them in our life, or if they accepted us or loved us, then we would feel worthy. Then we would feel complete. It is false. It is not true. The only person that can do that for you is going to be yourself. So we might be trying to, you know, it's a coping skill. It's not a skill, a coping mechanism that we use not to have to look at ourselves. But when we kind of clear through all the shadow and clear through all of this gunk, We can get to the nitty-gritty as to, oh, now I know why I've done this. Now I know I've attached myself to this person. Now I know why I've been obsessed with this idea. Because really at the core of it, I don't love myself. I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think I'm lovable. So if this person loves me, then I'll feel lovable. Then I'll feel better. If we can strip away all that and get to the core, we can realize that we've got a lot of healing to do. And this person may have been the perfect individual to trigger you and to bring all of this out in you. So at the end of the day, this whole experience was necessary for your healing. The Empress, 2 times now in this reading. The Empress is the feminine. The Empress is about being whole within, loving the self, creating your destiny, feeling very comfortable, feeling abundant. So if you're lacking these things, what Spirit is saying here is that you can create these things in your life. You can become whole again. You can. But it will not be when you're giving your power away. It will not be when you're obsessing about another person. It will not be when all you want to do is surrender to someone so that way you will be loved and accepted. That is not the way that wholeness is going to happen here. It is going to happen when you surrender to the shadow, when you surrender to these wounds, this pain in yourself to see, what do I need to heal? That is when that wholeness will begin. So make self-love and self-care your new obsession. Really try not to attach it to another person, because when we do this, all we're doing is we're just trying to refocus. We're trying to scatter the energy. We're trying not to have to do the work. It's so hard. It is. I hate it. I hate self-reflection. I hate to have to take responsibility for my crap. I hate days of personal inventory, because I'm just like, God, here I am again, needing to look at myself in this situation. It blows. It's not something that you get excited to do. But when you've had issues and problems, especially over and over again in so many different ways, in so many different relationships, you start to realize, what's the common denominator? Okay, I guess it's me. What do I need to look at? What do I need to heal? What do I need to do? That's really where the Empress is. The Empress is willing to take that personal inventory and look within and figure out, what can I do to experience more happiness and abundance in this life? It's not going to be with this energy. It's going to be focused here on me, loving me, feeling whole within. Because when you're whole within, then everything outside of you will be whole too. It will match vibrationally to that. Okay, you guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see, who is this person? Who are they? Okay, what makes them up? What is the damage? What is the situation here? Maybe this will help us to kind of understand where this individual is coming from. There can be healing and empowerment that comes through that. So this is called the therapy flashcards. Who is this person? Okay, here we go. Trigger, there, your trigger. And I got that. I really did. You might also trigger them as well, okay? But this is a trigger style situation and connection. And it doesn't matter what label we put on it. They trigger our trauma, and perhaps we trigger theirs. So this is meant to bring something out within you that maybe you do not want to look at, or something that you do need to heal. So it's rather uncomfortable, is what I'm seeing here. So now we're going to go into this Vices Oracle. People pleaser. They trigger people pleasing within you, you guys. So we're asking who this person is. And what I'm actually getting here is who they are to you, not who they are. And I feel like that will come later. But these first few messages are for you. They trigger this people pleaser in you. So that means that you're looking for this person to love you and accept you and to make you feel whole again. But what's interesting is that this dynamic with this person will not allow you to do it. You're not going to get what you're looking for from them. They're not going to heal your wound for you. They're going to trigger it and bring it out, but you're going to have to do the work to heal it, which is why she's got that broom. This is about working on this wound. Also, you perhaps put this individual's needs ahead of your own. So you handed over your power and control to this person. So at the end of the day, when they decided that it wasn't working for them, or they decided to do whatever it is that they did, you felt like you were there to clean up the mess. You felt very taken advantage of. You felt like, I did all of this for you and this is how you repay me. There could also be a codependency issue going on here too. So this triggers your defects. It triggers your need to be accepted or adored or loved. But this person at the end of the day is a dirtbag, and I got this before. They're trash. Remember I said that? I said they're trash. Now, this doesn't mean that this person is going to be this way forever. Maybe they will go through some sort of transformation and healing and no longer act like a dirtbag and see the error of their ways. But right now, they have treated you like garbage. They have thrown you away like trash. Or they just treat people like they are dispensable like garbage. And I feel at the end of the day, there's really not a lot that you can do to change this person. And you might be trying to please them. You might be trying to, it's not like you're really doing this, but your actions, where it stems from, is that you truly believe that if this person doesn't throw you away, or if this person chooses you, or if this person loves you, that somehow you're worthy. And if they throw you away or they choose someone else, then you're trash. So a lot of you guys might be trying to hang on to this person because you do not want to feel this pain. All right, interesting. But this person is a dirtbag. They're not here to please you. They're here to please themselves. So I'm getting empath, narcissist. Now, I'm not saying that this person is a narcissist, but that is a dynamic that plays out. A lot of codependents and empaths will attract narcissistic, not a narcissist, but narcissistic types of people that don't really have a conscience, people that use people that use people as supply, to get themselves off and to get themselves to feel good. And then when they're, done, then they'll move on to someone else. That's kind of the energy I have that's connected to this person. So I knew that they would come out eventually, but these first couple of messages is what this person represents for you and what they trigger within you and what they bring out in you. Let's see what else. And we have standoffish. So this person could definitely be the kind of individual that puts their guard up, that's very standoffish and aloof and cold and distant with you. Like they only let you in so far. Or when you try to talk to them, they ghost or they put up their wall. They can't face you. They can't face things that make them feel uncomfortable. And that can sometimes be a person that is avoidant, like an avoidant type of personality, or maybe even a narcissist, who knows. But whatever this personality type is, it totally sucks. And it's a person that has problems, that can't deal with things. And that makes it very impossible for you to even get anywhere with this individual. So they might be hot and cold. Again, that is total bullshit at the end of the day when someone is acting this way with you. Don't suck me in and tell me I'm the world and I'm so important to you and I'm this and I'm that. And then the very next day completely shut the door and act completely disconnected from me. I'm sorry. Somebody like that needs to be in a freaking therapist chair on medication. They shouldn't even be dealing with other people because they're so traumatized and need help. But there are a lot of people out there that are not aware of their crap, and so they just continuously go into the world and affect a lot of people in a negative way. So I just feel like this person at the end of the day is someone who is very damaged, and they really don't have any business even dealing with, like, dating or just even dealing with people. They really need to deal with something going on within themselves. So, sorry guys, at the end of the day, this person's a dirtbag. And you're such a an empathic person, which, let's face it, you probably have your own traumas too, because sometimes people pleasing and codependence and empaths can be manipulative. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, because no one is really absolved of everything. Why does someone people please? Because they're trying to get you to like them and accept them. That's a manipulation at the end of the day. There's a hidden agenda there. Now, it might not be coming from the place where you actually want to hurt someone or use someone, but if you really look at it, in a way, you're using your skills to try to get into this person's good graces so they'll love you and adore you, and so you can feel good about yourself. So you are using this person in a way to feel this way, to get your own hit. So it's still dysfunctional. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a completely different wavelength here. So not trying to demonize this person, but they're trash and they're dirt compared to you. You're a really good person who might just have your own traumas and unhealed wounds, but you're not going around using people and discarding them like trash when you're done. This person is doing that, and it makes it very hurtful. And no wonder you're severely triggered here. And so you will probably take this wound with you and this trauma with you, even into the future. So you definitely want to make sure that you do what you can to get the help that you need, such as finding a good therapist or a free support group or a great podcast or reading self-help books or just connecting with friends and family that are supportive and someone that will just listen. And also a part of being a friend is being honest. If you have friends that just continuously just let you just go off the deep end and don't say anything and they're not honest with you to basically say to you, I love you, but then you're dealing with people that are just really enabling you to stay sick, enabling you. And if you get angry, if they're honest, that's something you got to look at. And of course, there are people that stick their nose in other people's business and they're really harsh sometimes the way that they come off. And so there would be an opportunity for you to say, I appreciate what you're saying and I just appreciate it. And I know you're coming from a good place, but maybe try not to come at me so harshly, or maybe try not to, it's really hard for me when you come at me this way. So that way people can still be themselves, but we still know that there's boundaries that each other's have. You know what I mean? But nothing is worse than continuing to just go off the deep end and everyone just lets you, knowing that you're just hurting yourself and people aren't being honest with you, and that you can't handle the honesty because you just want to keep doing what you want to do, which is hurting yourself. So it's always nice to have friends that definitely have your best interest at heart at the end of the day, even if it's tough love. Okay, so this right here is called the Shadows and Secrets cards by Celestial Forecast by Carrie. So let's go ahead and see what else this energy is connected to this person. Who are they? Okay, well, what's interesting is that I was just talking about this individual. You don't want to hear it about this person, or before you didn't, because it was too triggering for you. It might be that you might even say in the comments, I would never listen to this type of reading before because it was too triggering, but now I'm ready. Now you're ready to hear it. When you're ready to hear something, when you're ready to accept something, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but you're not going to be triggered to the point where you're going to just lash out at someone or lash out in the comments, because this does happen on my channel a lot. So if you're triggered, there's a reason. And again, it doesn't mean that the person that's delivering the message is just dandy and perfect and fine. Sometimes that is what's triggering you, is the way that someone is acting. I get it for sure. But I feel like you guys have been wanting to close your ears off and not listen to what you're hearing or what you're seeing even. And you don't really, or you didn't want to hear it, but I feel like you guys are ready to hear it now. I feel like you guys are ready to hear it now, which is why this person is coming, or why this is coming through this way. So how is this person? I feel like they're not going to listen to you, meaning you can say things to them, but you're wasting your time, because this person doesn't want to change. They can't look at themselves right now. They don't want to hear what you have to say. So if they don't want to hear what you have to say, what do? They do this to you. They turn their back on you. They block you. They ghost you. They do all of these things. They act super, super aloof and short with text messages and communication because they don't want to deal with it, because you're triggering them. You're triggering the truth and they don't want to hear it. They don't like it. Interesting. We have the slumber party. So the slumber party is talking about someone who is basically sleeping. So they're not awake enough to understand you. They're not evolved enough to be able to hear you or to really see the error of their ways. So it's just kind of like at the end of the day, and interesting, she's got her hands to her ears again. This is falling on deaf ears. This person is sleeping. They're not awake. And so this is another wasted energy, waste of your time here. Unfaithful. So earlier there was that third party energy. It doesn't mean that there has to still be third party, but this person could have definitely stepped out on the connection. And this, of course, was very scandalous. And it may just be that you're not sure, but your gut tells you that they lied. Your gut tells you that they cheated. Your gut tells you that they're cheating now. And I feel like this reading told you to trust your gut. Your intuition is correct. Stop gaslighting yourself. This person may gaslight you, but don't start gaslighting yourself. Okay? Don't do it. Don't give them that much power. So they're just not faithful. They're just not able to be truthful with you. They're not able to be straight with you. And it is unfortunate. So this right here is called the Steampunk Tarot. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a defense mechanism. I feel like this person always needs to be on top. So they need to be the one that's calling the shots. They need to be the one that's in control. You really need to defend yourself against this person here. You need to be on the defense because this individual is their risk. Their behavior is risky. If you're sleeping with this person, you're definitely at risk. You need to protect yourself. I'm getting that for sure. We also have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a crumb. The Page of Cups is a child. The Page of Cups is a flirt. So they're not coming through as the king. The king means what he says. The king basically knows what he wants. This page, they're still childlike. They're still playing the field. They're still trying to figure out who they are. So if you're a queen, you're the empress, and we did see that you came up 2 times in this reading as the empress. This means that this page is no match for you. This page is a child. Like, you're taking on the role almost as in a caretaker mother, trying to nurture this child, trying to save this child. And I just feel like this child is not learning by their behavior. They're just continuing to do the same thing over and over again. So you do have to start defending yourself against this child, because this child, I feel, is actually hurting you. Now we have another page. Page of Pentacles. Again, this person right now emotionally is the page, and the Page of Pentacles is who they are in the world. Still trying to figure out who they are. And I feel like also what they do is they're using these tactics to keep people at bay, including you. So you want to get close to this person. You want to be able to have a connection with this person, but yet somehow this is their energy. They're pushing you away. It's a defense mechanism. And the Empress in you might be very feminine and nurturing and mothering and want to save this person and want to work with them and help them to heal so that way they can trust you. But I just feel at this point, you're just wasting your time, because it's just actually hurting you more, because this person is not taking responsibility for the things that they need to heal and fix. You're on that track of wanting to grow and be abundant. This person, I just feel, is severely lacking those skills right now. So let them learn these skills with someone else. Don't continue to be that person that they learn all this with, because I just feel like they may never learn, and it's just continuously going to be a drain on your energy and time, and it is not your responsibility. They're not your child to raise, to nurture, or to heal. This person needs to do it on their own. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get some We're going to actually see what are you supposed to learn, okay? At the end of the day, what can you take away from all of this? This is my Cosmic Contracts, the Ties That Bind Oracle. At the end of the day, what can you take away from all of this? What are you supposed to learn here? Okay, unconventional. I will help you see things differently. So we're going to get some additional messages here, but I want to get 3. Okay, we have Instigator. That's like a trigger. I know how to wind you up. And we have ghosting. Interesting. So the ghosting card or like energy came up before. So I don't know if this is a tactic that's being used right now. But the pages, because they're not kings, that's how they're going to act. They're going to act like children, and children ghost. People that are fearful of handling things, they lie or they ghost or they turn their back or they flip things around. We're dealing with a child here. And I feel like you are queen, you're the empress. So let's break this down. Unconventional. I will help you to see things differently. I feel like some of you guys have even been convinced by this person, this is just the way that I am. I want to be in an open relationship. Or, you know what? I'm so damaged by my ex that I just don't know if I can ever trust again. I don't know if I can be in a relationship again. This person, I feel, has tried to get you to see things differently. They've actually tried to gaslight you many times into thinking things that aren't true. And also to see things differently, as in see them my way, even though my way isn't really it's not really a great way, but it's just what works for me. Very selfish. I feel like some of you guys have even tried to do things differently and play by this person's rules, and it still didn't work. It still didn't work, you guys, because what you're doing at this point is you're selling your own soul. You're going against your own integrity just to keep this person in your life, because you know that they won't change. So what do? You change in order to keep it going. And I feel like this did not work for you, and it still won't. It still won't work for you even moving forward. Okay, so we have fate. So this could be one of the reasons that you have continuously held on to this connection, because you felt it was fated. You know, you might look at this person and say, they're this, they're that, and who knows, maybe they are. But at the end of the day, you guys, if you are in pain and this is toxic and you have now been on a cycle where you're getting nowhere, how is this helping you? It's hindering you at this point, and you may need to pull away. So this says here, I will never forget you, my love, but I must continue on with my life. If we are meant to be, the universe will find a way. I love that statement because it's true. Whatever is meant for you will simply be. So no matter how much you change, no matter how much you try to do things differently, go against the grain, go against everything, sell your soul to the devil to keep this person in your life, you're going to be miserable. Okay, you're going to be miserable because that's not who you are. You're changing for them, but they're not really doing anything on their end to make any accommodations for you. It's a one-sided situation. It's totally lopsided. So you know that you have to walk away. And if it's meant to be that this person comes back, then hopefully they will, a changed person. We can never say never. I'm not even saying that in this reading, that this person is not for you. I just know that this person is not for you right now. And I know that you need to stop putting your life on hold waiting for this person. That I do know. All right, this was my Divine Feminine Healing. Now this is my Connections of the Modern World Tarot that I created with my daughter, Kayla Reed Creations. The High Priestess. Yeah, you know. You know. I don't need to even tell you guys these things. You guys already know this. You know deep down inside the answers. Your intuition has been telling you for a while now that something is not right here. That this is not who you are, to accept these things, to do things in this way. You want a commitment. You want a relationship. You don't want to be in an open relationship. You don't want to be in a third-party situation. So if someone is trying to get you to do things that way, you're basically going against who you are, and it's not going to work. You're going to continue to feel that poison in your system. So it's about being true to yourself. All right, so let's see what else we need to know here. Here we go. Instigator. So that right there is the trigger. I know how to wind you up. This also means I know what I need to say to you in order to get my way with you. So someone who is manipulating you. We have wounded. I will not allow toxic people from my past to ruin me for future encounters. I take back my power now. So first of all, what Spirit wants you to know here is that the reason that you and this person connected is because of your wounds. It could be like a trauma, attachment bond or something like that. But this is telling you here that this person triggers and instigates your wounds, but you also do the same for them. But if they're not ready to look at them and to heal them, they will continue to act in a toxic way. So you know that you have to take back your power and you have to move forward, because if you don't, you're going to continuously be wound up by this person's toxic behavior, which is why we need to detach. Because staying connected to it is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. It is just going to continuously hinder you. So like I said, this person may be a ghost. They're not even in your life anymore, but somehow you're still playing this connection out in your mind, or you're still checking up on them or dreaming about them and feel attached to them. Spirit's saying you got to find a way to cut this off, because if you don't, it's just going to continue to take your power and not put it towards something new and something maybe better for you, but it's still just going to be remaining in the past. Yeah, it's Three of Wands means something else out there. You got to find a way to start looking at the future here. So the past energy is ruining you for the future. Got to find a way to take back your power and start looking towards the future. So if you're engaging with this person, like, let's just be friends, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be a total bitch right now. It's not going to work. It's very, very difficult to try to remain friends with someone and just be someone's friend, because it's a great way to, make excuses to not have to let go. We'll just be friends instead. How well is that working out for you? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel good? Do you wake up every day? Are you still wound up by everything this person is doing or not doing? If your answer is yes, this is telling you got to cut this off so you can really give yourself a chance to experience something new in the future. Okay. Or, whatever excuses that we try to create to stay attached to this person. It's an excuse to stay attached so we don't have to let go. So we've got to recognize this, and we've got to try our best to cut off this energy supply. And some of you might say, but I've tried. I don't even talk to this person. I don't look at their social media anymore. I don't have any connection to them, but yet they still keep popping up in my energy field. They still keep popping up in my dreams. They're all I think about. It's not my fault. I can't control it. And the thing is, it's like an exercise. You're not just going to go to the gym and see instant results. You're going to have to get disciplined, and you're going to have to cut out a lot of things that are triggers for you in order to get yourself to a point where this person is not popping up in your energy field. There are ways to do it, and you're going to have to figure out ways to do it, because just saying I can't do it, you've already just given this person again, your power. So we've got to find a way to take it back. If that means we put away everything, we don't listen to certain music, we don't watch certain movies, we don't watch certain programs, we've got to get disciplined. It's like someone going on a diet. You're not going to have a bunch of junk food in your pantry. If you're wanting to eat better, you're going to have to remove these things. And eventually, the vibration will catch up to where you're not thinking about this person as much. You replace old habits with new ones. Eventually things will shift, you guys, but you have to be willing to try. To say that it just can't happen and that they keep popping up, to me it's just another excuse, and we got to stop doing that. So now we have ghosting. I have a big fear of facing you. Well, of course, this is why we know people ghost, because they are cowards. They're absolute cowards that can't handle shit. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be with a coward. I don't want coward friends. I don't want coward family. And I certainly don't want coward lovers. So if people are going to continue to act this way and not face situations as even facing themselves, then I really don't have time for it. I really don't want to deal with that. I'm at a point in my life where, Let's be honest. And if we can't be honest, then let's go our own separate ways. Just not into it anymore. I'm really not. I wasted a lot of time, too much in my life with that kind of crap. We believe. I create my reality based on what I choose to believe. I never give up on my dreams. The thing is, you guys, your dreams in your life is not over just because it didn't work out with this person. You are still, destined to experience that 10 of Cups. It may just be in a different way. It may just not be exactly the way that you had planned it out with this individual. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up on everything, or that, your life is just never going to be happy again without this person. You have to truly believe that there's something else out there for you, that the way forward will be shown to you. You do have to have faith and trust that. We have the Seven of Wands again. So the Seven of Wands is being on the defense, but the Seven of Wands is really fighting for it. No one said this was going to be easy. And I think that's probably why I got so heated with the excuses, because I hear people talk about this all the time. Well, we're just going to be friends, or and it's just like, come on. At the end of the day, you know that that's not healthy. You know that that's BS. You know that's just prolonging the inevitable. It's just a way to stay attached. If you really, really want to cut this energy supply off, you know it's going to take hard work. And the Seven of Wands means you're going to have to freaking fight for this. Because a lot of you might also fall into guilt. Well, this person's calling me and they're just wanting to see how I am. I feel like I have to respond to the phone call. No, you don't. You do not have to respond to shit. You don't have to do anything. So no one said it was going to be easy. I remember this one time, oh God, this was way back in, I think, 2016. Oh, I had this crazy situation with someone. We're talking psychopathic female, right? Which I don't think it's rare, but I'd never met one before. So, I mean, this was something I had never dealt with. And the amount of craziness, the amount of manipulation that this person dished out, I felt powerless. I felt so confused. I felt like I just felt defenseless, really. And so I remember, after just completely cutting that off, I remember she texted me and she used this tactic, which I thought was very interesting. And the tactic was to use this sob story about she is who she is and she's done all these terrible things, and she wants to explain to me why she's done all these things, like she's been so abused and traumatized, which I'm sure some of that was true, but she was trying to use this angle to get me to call her because I would not return her call. Okay, and it wasn't my fear of really facing her. In a way, it was like, I can't let you back in because you are dangerous. I believe you are dangerous. I absolutely have to lay down the law, and I cannot pick up that phone call. I cannot communicate with you. You are utter poison and a dangerous person. And I remember, you guys, as I am reading these texts, because I am such an empath, I started bawling. I started crying because I felt so bad, because what if this was really true? But I had to shift gears into my defense and say, everything in my bones and my body tells me you are unsafe. You cannot connect with this person. You absolutely have to put up this boundary. And it was so hard for me to do, but I did it. Okay? And it was really hard. And even years later, this person ran into somebody mutually that I know and was still threatening my life. It's like psychopath craziness, okay? So I don't know. I just felt like sharing that with you guys, because sometimes our empathetic nature, our feelings, our empathy for people, some people don't have it. Some people are dark. And so if you let your guard down with the wrong person, they're going to screw you over and they're going to hurt you all over again. So not saying this is the kind of individual that you guys are dealing with, but don't allow people to tug on your heartstrings and to get you to do things that are unhealthy, especially when you've told them, this is really hard for me. I really need you to give me my space because it's hurting me that you're still in a relationship, or it's hurting me that you don't want a commitment, but yet they still keep calling you to hang out. That is when you're going to know that that person does not respect your feelings or really truly care about you. It's all about them. And sometimes that's hard to look at, but that's what's really going on. You got to pay attention to that. So when people don't respect your boundaries, that's because they don't give a shit. And that's just the God's honest truth. So that is what we are supposed to take away from all of this, is that not all people are equal, as in not all people are coming from the same place. Not all people have empathy. Not all people are self-aware, you guys. Some people are just freaking trash dirt bags that really we don't need in our lives anymore, period. So let's now go ahead and finally close up this reading with some messages from our spirit team, which really have been the entire reading, but let's just see what they want to say. Okay. What does your spirit team want to say? Okay, so these decks are from Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. This is the Golden Divine Ascension deck. Let's see what we need to know here. At the very end of all this, what do we need to know here? Okay, so it says, if we have the attitude that it's going to be a great day, it usually is. And I love this, you guys, because this reminds me of the sun's energy. The sun is all about the way we choose to look at it. We can either choose to look at the cup that's half full or half empty. That's going to determine what our day is going to be like. We can focus on all the bad things that have happened, or we can focus on that silver lining that says, well, you know what? Had that not happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So it's all in the way that we look at things that is going to change everything. All right, we have invest in your dreams, grind now, shine later. So this is also about working hard. No one said it was going to be easy to get to where you're wanting to go. Change is hard. Number 13, yeah. Number 13 is death energy. It's also like some people might think it's unlucky. And then 21, it's like the game. 21, you won, right? Blackjack, that's luck. We can always change things around, but we've got to work hard in order for that to happen. It's just not magic. We've got to put real dedication to it. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. This is also about speaking our truth, you guys. If you've been in situations for too long where you were not able to speak your truth and you were being inauthentic, this is basically saying here that you're never going to let yourself do this again. You're never going to dim yourself just to appease another person. You're not going to dim your light just to make other people who are dark feel comfortable. You're not going to let the devils and the demons of the world make you feel like you're shit and somehow they're above you. You're not going to do it. You're going to realize that you matter, and you're not going to be silenced, as in you're not going to just, you're not going to fight and scream and yell and give that person a piece of your mind. That's not what that means. But that just means that your silence is actually golden, and you don't really need to say anything, because people like that, they don't care what you have to say. It's not going to make an impact or a difference. But what will make an impact is your freaking silence, and you no longer being a part of their life, and you no longer being a part of their supply that they can use anymore to do whatever it is that they need to do. That's what's going to make a difference. It's not going to be something that we say to them. Okay, so we have Fawn Spirit. It says diffuse conflict and establish a sense of safety. Love this. So to me, you guys, this means that you do need to find some safety from this situation. You do. Diffuse conflict. So I'm not getting here that we need to give this person a piece of our mind. It's not going to make a difference anyways. You need to focus more on protecting your energy from this person, because this person, I feel, is a individual that can really do a number on you, because they know how to wind you up. They know your language. They know how to just say the right things or to say certain things to get what they want from you. So this is probably why Spirit used that experience that I had, where I really needed to defend myself from this individual, because at the end of the day, like, they're operating from an entirely different level that I just have no business. I can't even defend myself against that person, except for to just completely cut them out and be done. Sometimes you can't defend yourself against certain types of people. All you can do is just protect yourself by walking away and being silent. So it says when we are silenced, right? Sometimes silence is all you have, you guys. Sometimes that's all you have. And this is the card that fell out. Poison apple. Beware, caution, red flags. We have someone who's pure poison, baby. They're pure poison and you freaking know it. You've bitten into that apple and it is full of freaking worms, and you've been choking on worms for a while, but I just feel like you guys are tired of it. You don't want this anymore. You're looking for the sweetness of that apple. You don't want to deal with this poisonous energy any further. So maybe you let the red flags go at first, but you're no longer willing to let the red flags go any longer. You're just not going to do it. So this is definitely about you taking back control and power in your life over this person and saying, no more. I refuse to eat your poison. I refuse to even open myself up to hearing your lies and poison. I'm not even going to answer my phone anymore. I'm not even going to engage with you any longer. It's like you're not taking the bait. Okay, so this deck is called the Naughty Oracle. Okay, so we have Arsehole Ancestor. Time for ancestral clearing. What I'm getting, you guys, is that I'm not really getting like the ancestors as in people that have passed on. Could be for some of you guys, but this to me is like family karma, family patterns, clearing it. If you have parents that stayed together even though they were in a toxic relationship, or you have someone who's been very abusive or has an addiction and people have just kind of put their lives on hold and just dealt with it, just because you were raised that way, just because you saw things that went on in this fashion, doesn't mean that you have to do this. You can clear this pattern. You can do things differently with your life. You do not have to become your parents. You do not have to allow people from your past to influence you in such a negative, toxic way. So if this individual that you're dealing with uses excuses that they have childhood trauma, they have PTSD, they have this, they have that, yes, those are all real things. But if you're not willing to change those things, all you're doing is using that as a freaking excuse. So if you're aware of it and you're not changing it, it's like even worse. So Spirit is saying here, it's time for us to do things differently than how people have done it before. It's time for us to take a stand and say, no more. We have accept your karma. Suck it up, princess. So this is the deal. She put on the shoe. It's broken glass. It's cutting her foot. So yeah, we may have wanted the fairy tale, but we didn't get it. We may have been promised the fairy tale and we didn't get it. So we stepped into this experience. It didn't work out. So now we have to accept our karma, which means consequences. And that karma is maybe we've got to start over. Maybe we've got to feel some pain now as we move forward into new experiences. But that's life. So Spirit is saying, suck it up, princess, because that's just life sometimes. We don't always get what we want. Things don't always work out the way that we want them to. Sometimes life is painful. And now we have shunned shaman become self-aware. So I like this because, of course, at the end of the day, all of our experiences do help us to become more self-aware. It helps us to understand who we are and what we're made of and what we're ultimately looking for. And also we start to treat people the way that we want to be treated. So if you want to be treated differently, start with yourself. Start with yourself and start treating yourself like you want to be treated. So if you hate yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't accept yourself, you don't like to even spend time with yourself, how is anyone else going to feel that with you? So Spirit's saying it's time for you to become more aware of how you treat yourself and how you love yourself, because that is a vibration that will be matched up on the outer world. Okay, so this is my Shift Your Vibes deck. So we're just going to get a couple of suggestions of how you guys can shift up your vibration, and then we're going to call it a day. This one was a long one, but I just felt like it needed to be brought to the collective for some of you guys. Yep, we got to clear our energy. Doesn't mean that it can only be done with crystals, you guys, but you could start with crystals. Do your research. Look up certain crystals that would be really, really good for cord cutting, energy protection from vampires, or just, negative energy and entities, or whatever this is. So you can start to purify and clear your energy. You can also do this with sage, sound healing, obviously talking therapy, support groups, etc. So this is just saying here, it's time for you to start looking at your energy field and knowing that you've got to clear it up, because if you still keep doing the old things over and over again, we're not clearing up energy. We say we want to move on, but yet we're still participating with the past. We got to have it all match up here. We have home improvements. So it's time to improve the home. It's time to make some improvements in your body, which is also your home, or your surroundings. It's time for us to throw some color into our environment. So if things have been very, gloomy, dark, just maybe even like black and white thinking, it's time for us to add some color into the mix. It's time for us to, do something that's going to bring some pizzazz or some life into our lives. So whether that means going outside, spending some more time outdoors, doing some things that bring you color and happiness, Spirit saying it's time for you to make these improvements so you can start to experience these energy shifts. Yep, it's time to soak up those rays. Look at that cute little kitty on the beach. Get out into the sunshine. So to me, this is the third time that the sun's energy, or maybe it's the fourth now. The sun is very important, you guys. This is saying here, your life, your happiness, your heart is going to shine once again. This is not it for you. But this energy, this vampire, this toxic ex, this person, whatever this is, it is causing you to feel like you're under that cloud and that you'll never be happy again. But Spirit is saying, you want to bet? If you really put your nose to the grind and you do the work and you really actively pull out of this cloud, you will be happy once again. You absolutely will. So that's what I have for you guys today. So I really, really hope that this was empowering. That's really what the point of this was. It was for people that are ready to let go of just a crap situation, and you just want to take back your power, and you want to start healing, and you want to focus on a better future instead of what you've been dealing with so far. So that's what I have. I hope that it was helpful. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Who knows who did? I'd love to hear it down below. But don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as well as making sure that you are subscribed, have your notifications turned on, and all that jazz. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Bye-bye.